Hey everyone, Selwyn here from WynnStrength.com. On this video, I'll be talking about the reasons why you need a coach. Let me just start off by saying that I think everyone should have a coach, an online program, group coaching, even a free template you found online to follow when you're trying to think about your own strength development journey. Do not write your own programming. I'm going to highly stress it that I think when you write your own program, you're really lacking your ability to gain strength, and you're really being less effective and less efficient as you could have been if you get the help of somebody else to help you along the way. So what made me write this? What made me come up with this video? If you've been following my journey so far, you know that over the last 12 weeks, I've kind of stepped away from following create a template by somebody else, or trying to find a free program or pay for a program online, and kind of develop my own strength template. I wanted to step away from developing my pure 1 rep max form. I wanted to kind of lean towards some more general strength development, mainly because I don't see myself competing in a powerlifting meet anytime soon or in the distant future, and I wanted to develop a more baseline level of strength, especially after reading Range by David Epstein, where a generalist can really thrive in this world of specialization. So we kind of want to generalize until we have to specialize, or until we want to specialize. And I think by ignoring a lot of key factors with training that were driving me towards a stronger 1 rep max in the 3 big lifts, I think I have ignored some development opportunities that I could have had in the past by ignoring conditioning and like certain things like that. So I kind of wanted to step away from a really strict, narrow focus and generalize out so that I could develop a lot more of a broader spectrum of skills and still maintain that baseline level of strength. So with that in mind, I set out for the course to develop a program that I could apply to myself and hopefully apply to you all. What did I learn along the way? I learned that I am a terrible writer of programs, right as it stands right now. Probably because I'm trying to write a program for myself, which is leading to this conclusion that you really need to have a coach that can help you develop your own strength and achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. So what I'm kind of trying to say is that when you write your own program, it's really difficult to create the most effective and efficient program for you because you're insanely biased. It's extremely hard for us to write our own programs and take an outside look in because we're in our own 4 walls, as it were, of our own brain. It's super easy to give advice to somebody else, and it's really hard to give advice to ourselves. And it's also even more difficult to take that advice if we are somehow able to come up with the action plan that we need to take. If we've developed that ourselves, it's a bit more difficult than if someone else is laying out that roadway or that foundation for us. I found that during the path of this program creation, where it was a 12-week program, 3 phases, progressive overload, I was trying to incorporate all these basic solid foundations. But the one thing that I found I was doing was bargaining with myself along the way. When fatigue started to set in after that hour mark in the program, I would think that I didn't know what was best for myself because what do I know? So I would bargain myself out of doing those extra reps because a program created by me couldn't be the most effective, efficient manner of doing things. And that's in stark contrast to when I have a program developed by somebody else, whether that be through a personal coach or a template that I purchased or some group programming. One thing that I know is that when that happens, I'm able to kind of extricate myself from those thoughts and just hammer away at the program and put all my thoughts and efforts into that program. And I think that's one of the key things that happens, is that when you try and tell yourself to do something with your own volition, for me personally, it's really difficult to do that. But when someone else tells me what to do, especially in the regards of like gym and strength training, I kind of trust it and then just put all of my effort and focus into performing that program, or putting all my effort into following the sets, reps, weight, prescription, and trying not to falter from the guidelines that were laid out for me. Mainly because when you give up that control over what you have to do, you focus on the control of what you can do, which is to follow the plan as rigorously as you possibly can without trying to think about, you're not second guessing your coach rather as you would when you second guess yourself. Don't get me wrong, this video isn't going to be a shameless self-promotion video because I currently don't offer any coaching services. I don't think I am the best person for that or the most qualified person for that. There are much better people out there online that can help you with that. And those are the kind of people that I follow, and I just wanted to put this video out there to help you identify a problem that you might have when you're trying to develop your own program, which I don't think a lot of people can do that well. And if you look at professional or elite level athletes, there are very few that are self-coached. Yes, there are a lot that were self-taught. Obviously, in the early days, they taught themselves, they had to do that. Everyone has to do that to a degree, but once you hit a certain level, it stops being effective. It stops being the best thing that you can do. That you can get far. You can get far by doing something yourself, but you can get even further and more efficiently if you get the help of somebody else. Because what you do is you leverage their knowledge, their history, their background. Because in essence, when you're developing your own program, you really only have a sample size of one. When you take on the help of a coach or a template or program, how many people did they use to create that program? More than one, I'm assuming. I'm hoping that they use more than one person to develop that program, because with their knowledge, their history, their background, their education, their just knowledge base in real world training experiences, that is leaps and bounds above what you yourself can do. Even if you are an elite level athlete, most of those people, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, they all have coaches, and that's the one of the things that separates elite levels from like amateur people, is that they have someone else in their corner helping them pursue that development of excellence. Because it's hard to look back in on yourself and take your own advice. And they can see things from the outside in. They have great perspective. They have hopefully more knowledge than you do. It's something I'll talk about later in the video, is what to look for in a good coach, because there are so many people and options out there, and how do you figure out what's good and what isn't? Because when you leverage their knowledge and their experience, you're really standing on the shoulders of giants, as someone's quoted in the past. You're able to see further, do more, and do great things by using their knowledge and help to help you progress forward. When you try to stay self-contained in your training, you're really limited to your time and resources into what you can read, research, train. You only have 24 hours a day, but when you get the help of someone else, even if you collaborate with them, now you've got two heads working towards one problem. And if they've coached other people, that's more tools in their toolkit that can help you achieve your goals. So by outsourcing training development and program development to somebody else, you're able to focus on what matters. And what matters is doing the work, getting in there day in, day out, and making sure you're giving 100% to the program that was put forward to you so that you can progress towards your goals. So really the main point of this video is to just kind of shine the light into why I think a coach is super helpful for you to have. Whether that be an actual one-on-one personal coach or a group coach that can help a bunch of people all out at once, even a paid programming template is a lot more effective at what you think it is. Even a free online template is really helpful. Just letting go of that control over yourself to somebody else will, I think, help you go leaps and bounds, because it's helped me in the recent future make my progress, like to take leaps and bounds in progress. Once I was able to leverage somebody else's knowledge, my strength has gone up, everything has improved around my training, and I think that comes down to me giving up that control to somebody else and having someone else help me in my journey to progress to bigger and better things. When I was training on myself, developing my own program, it felt like I was kind of stalled and kind of in this holding pattern of what should I do next? How do I progress this? I've hit some plateaus. What do I do to overcome that? And these questions and these problem solving that you have to do for yourself kind of gets in the way of what would actually help you in the long run, is putting in the work. But by putting in the work, you need to be able to put in the best solution for you, and by having another entity create that for you is huge, I think. And that comes to the next question, is what makes a good coach? How do you find a good resource to help your training? And I think you have to ask yourself a couple of good questions. One is, like, what is their background? What's their education? Who have they coached? Who have they trained? What results are they getting with their clients? Don't just look at their physique, I guess, if that's one way to look at it. Don't look at their popularity on social media. Don't look at their popularity on how they are. Look at the effectiveness of what they do for their own clients. So, for example, you don't want to follow the person on Instagram that has 1 million followers and is selling you a program, but they aren't educated in strength development. They aren't knowledgeable in how to develop an effective training program, because there are a lot of people out there that don't focus on growing their social media. They focus on developing their own skill sets in order to train other people. So you want to look at someone who is educated, and not only that, they have experience in the real world training other people. They should have a lot of clients that are successful. If you're trying to be an elite level powerlifter, find a coach that's coached other elite level powerlifters. If you're a beginner powerlifter, don't get coached by someone that has never even competed once. You want someone to coach you that's at least been there one day at a time, just so that they know what you go through. Not to say that there are people that haven't done that, but at the very least you need some sort of base level experience with what it is you're trying to coach. Because we all know that great athletes don't make good coaches, and good coaches don't make great coaches, don't make good athletes. Because doing it and coaching someone and teaching someone are two totally different skill sets. So they can't just have been there, done that. They have to have extensive education and background in what you're trying to do, because that is going to help you, is going to help them help you. You don't want someone that doesn't know what they're doing, because obviously you might as well just find some random person down the street and ask them what to do, because that's going to be what you're going to be getting. You don't want to waste your time and money on someone that hasn't been there, hasn't done that, and then also doesn't have the education to help you, because there's a lot of misinformation and not really evidence-based programs out there that aren't based in anything other than this looks cool and that looks fun to do. You don't want that. You want something that's based in scientific research, based in evidence, based in real-world application. So really, I just hope this video helps you, pushes you into the direction of finding at least a free online template to follow. Find any of them, because all of them, provided they follow those same basic guidelines that I mentioned before, are going to help you immensely in your training development. Just because they're going to help other people, and we're not special snowflakes, we're all the same on average. So if it helps person X, it's going to help you, because if it helped 100 people, more than likely you're going to fit right into that schedule. You're going to be able to get some nice gains and nice results out of a program that has helped thousands and thousands of people, even if it's not the best results because you didn't get a personal coach or a personal trainer to help you individually. If you find something that's helped 1,000 people, it's more than likely, the odds are statistically it's going to help you, because that's a great sample size for a training program. Now, if you want to watch my own training vlog about me trying to fumble along with my own training development, I'll put a link to the playlist somewhere here or here. But nevertheless, it's a journey along the way, and I hope that my missteps help you shorten that learning curve and really start doing things more effectively as you can, because we all have limited time and resources. So hopefully this video helped you, and this has been Selwyn from WynnStrength, and remember, a better life through strength.